All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to our first official episode of the Power Rangers RPG. Yes, this is going to be my kind of semi homebrewed version of the Power Rangers RPG made by Renegade Studios as part of my daily December thing that I do. This is my 10th year doing it, guys. I've been doing this for a decade now. Yeah, isn't that weird?
That's so successful.
Yeah,
That's huge.
all 670 of my subscribers in 10 years. I average 67 subs a year.
Look, man, most people have like 11 subs. You be proud.
So anyway, yes, for the month of December, every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time, I am going to be running these wonderful people that you see below me through a little scenario of the Power Rangers RPG that I've come up with mostly. And yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Anyone that is super familiar with the Essence 20 system or anything like that, I am not. I have reviewed 3 different books, and I have played one Transformers game that lasted a grand total of an hour and a half. So I am going to be learning it with the players who have never played anything in
You're
the Essence 20 system.
theoretically familiar. Theoretically familiar counts.
Yeah, I mean you're technically familiar, which is the best type of familiar. So yes, so if you see us making grave mistakes or anything, I probably realize that we're screwing it up. I generally know when I do something wrong, but I am such a good actor or liar, whatever you want to call it, that I probably will pretend that I meant to do it that way because that's what you learn in acting school. Is it doesn't matter if you screw up, they don't have a script.
Just keep going.
Yep. If you say the wrong word, you said the wrong word on purpose. It's improvisation, not forgetting your lines. So yes. So one thing that I do with all of my games now, because I'm a glutton for punishment, if you look at the channel points, which we call TJ Tales here in Trainer Jody's Twitch channel, you will see that there are various things that you can get for the players. Things like upshift tokens, reroll tokens. You can heal the players or even give them story points. All these things will make more sense when we are actually playing, but they are all things that are very beneficial to the players themselves. You can also, if you're feeling really feisty, you can give the storyteller, which is me, some story points, and I can use that on the bad guys or NPCs or any way that I want them to.
Please don't do that.
So, with that being said, I feel like it's time for us to let the power protect us. And I totally forgot to get an intro song, so we won't have one for today.
Add it in post
Yeah. Yes,
for this live stream.
because
You
I
don't have enough to
edit
do.
all of these things before I
Yeah.
upload them.
Yes.
Totally.
Obviously, yes.
By the way, folks, if you want to see what good content looks like, Dale does really awesome stuff on her channel. So, um, so Angel Grove. The city has seen its fair share of interesting phenomenons, but for the most part, Angel Grove is much like any other larger city. There are nice parts of town, there are rougher parts of town. It's a college town, home to the Angel Grove College Rangers, named after the California Rangers. Very similar to the Texas Rangers. They just stopped existing when the Texas Rangers kept on going. And other things as well. The city itself has been fairly prosperous over the past few decades. And specifically in the past few years, the most recent mayor has been enacting quite a few different programs to kind of stimulate as much kind of economic growth as he can in order to make Angel Grove more than just a city somewhere in the state of California. They want it to become known across across the country and maybe even worldwide as a center for knowledge, as a center for innovation. The University of California, Angel Grove is a research college. A lot of the over 1,500 majors that they offer there uh, have to deal with various STEM fields and things like that. And that's actually where we're going to meet the various people that you will soon get to know very well. So starting off, a little bit loud. Got to get the right balance here. Mackenzie.
That's me.
It's after class, or it's in between classes, about 1 o'clock. You've just come from your advanced journalism course, and you stopped in the coffee shop on campus to get a little bit of a break. Why don't you kind of describe your character for us and what she's doing in the coffee shop?
So Mackenzie, anyone who saw her last year probably would be surprised to see how she looks this year. Last year she dressed every day very neatly. It was like she was really out to impress. This year she's, dark hair and a messy bun. She's wearing like a sloppy Joe and tracky dacks. She's very, she's living that uni life at the moment. I will say that the little detail that separates her from some of the other college girls is that she's always got a pencil or a pen behind her ear, and she usually has a notebook somewhere in amongst her pockets. And at the moment, she's in the coffee shop, probably standing in line waiting for like a double shot espresso.
Okay.
Just really impatient.
So as you're standing there and this particular coffee shop, because you see AG is a relatively large school. The student body, roughly about 10 to 20,000 students in any given year. So it's a decent sized campus. The line itself moves remarkably fast, and one of the first things you learned when you got here earlier this year was if you don't understand how the flow is going, you don't understand how you're supposed to order your drink and things like that, people get upset very, very quickly. So you've ordered your double shot espresso, and people have already started kind of moving towards you in anticipation of you just kind of stepping to the side and going where you wait for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I handed over my keep cup. I've definitely got one of those reusable ceramic cups of my own that I hand over. They know my order, but I just say it again anyway, just so that we don't gum up any of the works, and I move along to the pickup station.
So as you're moving over, you suddenly hear kind of like a scuffle in the nearby, and you see this girl's probably about a year or two younger than you, obviously a freshman, obviously not understanding what's going on, as she literally gets almost trampled by three gentlemen and a lady that have just kind of moved up, and she didn't seem to notice. And one of the men goes, "Seriously, Freshie, just get the hell out of here." And you can see her kind of on the ground, and you can see just that brief flash of like dampness around her eyes, and then her face goes very solid, and she's trying to kind of like pick up the various things that she's dropped. You can see the other people that were near this guy just kind of giggling and laughing at her.
Okay, I will roll my eyes and then bend down to help her pick things up. I'm picking them up in a much more efficient order, just for
Okay.
the record. And then I'm going to ask her, "What's your coffee order?
Uh, um,
Quick, quick, coffee order. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?"
coffee? Just regular coffee?
Okay, great. And I'm going to just get up and order on her behalf. I
Okay.
might even pay on her behalf just
Okay.
because I don't want to watch her fumbling around trying to pick the right coins out. We're doing this and we're doing it quickly.
Okay. And so you kind of see her, and she has this kind of genuine expression of relief that kind of goes over her face, and you can see the other guys there that were kind of teasing her, kind of look at you up and down, and they don't really say anything, but you hear some kind of scoffs. Um,
I'm just gonna give her like the top tips. It's like you want your order ready, your money in hand, and as soon as you give your order and your name, you move to the side. And then I just turn around and walk away from her.
okay. And she's like,
We're not friends.
thank you. And suddenly you hear from a voice that you don't recognize, Mackenzie, Mackenzie.
Another eye roll. I just take it. I don't even correct them. I'm so beyond. I just take the coffee.
Okay. As you take the coffee cup, are you gonna stay in at one of the tables? Or are you gonna head out?
How crowded is it?
It's packed at this particular point in time. This is in between classes. Everyone's getting, and especially since it's just
Right.
after lunch and things like that, people are getting their afternoon boosts. Some of the seniors,
Okay.
they just woke up, so
Right. I suspect that I know what is a quieter spot with good seating
mm-hmm.
around this time of day. So I'll just head there rather than hanging around here.
Okay. So as you're walking out, you feel kind of a presence behind you, and you hear, "Excuse me,
I turn around.
hi. I saw what you did for the girl. That was really nice.
Oh, oh, it wasn't that.
Well, would you mind if I just, I mean, she's a friend of mine. Would you mind if I just pay you back for her drink?
Sure.
Hey, here, I don't have any cash on me.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, here, I know what I can do. And you see him pull out this really kind of nice fountain pen, and he's like, I know it's annoying, but here, and he hands you a check and the pen. You can keep the pen too. Consider it a gift.
How nice is the pen?
It's really nice. Like, probably if you were to see it in like what do they call them? A paper store, the penmanship store. They have them.
Right.
It would probably go for a stationery store. Thank you. It would probably go for anywhere between $60 to $100. Like, this is a really, really fancy fountain pen, replaceable capsules and things like that, so you can use it. I
Okay.
just
Thanks.
Not enough people acknowledge when good things happen.
Sure. Have a good day.
You too. And he kind of leaves.
She's gonna take probably the like the pens that come in the boxes of like 20 pens,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2 cents each. She's gonna take that out from behind her ear and probably stick the
Okay.
fountain pen there.
As you're going out, you feel kind of a strange weight in your pocket, and just kind of absentmindedly checking. There's a weird, like, circular disc that you don't remember having on you before.
What? I guess I'll keep walking to where I was going, but I'm gonna look at it as I go.
As you look at it more, and again, your kind of journalistic instincts, it looks like a coin, but whatever was printed on the face of it is rubbed off, I guess. It's probably worth something.
That's weird.
No idea where it came from though.
Yeah, I'll start Googling it to see if I can
Okay.
find anything about it online.
So that's
Weird coin shows up in your pocket.
yeah, it's so super weird.
Reverse pickpocket, you can? Like, see if it's some kind of like performance art thing that's going on. The drama department's getting weird.
Wouldn't surprise you in the least. So you head off to get to your own little, um, your own little kind of safe zone where you can enjoy
My
your coffee. Yeah,
oasis.
your oasis. Moving on. This is going to be loud. It wasn't. I turned it down faster. Jordan. Today has not been a super fun day. You are getting towards kind of the tail end of your shift, working at the Cinnabon in the local mall that is just off of campus that relies heavily on the college for most of its profit. And it's great that you're able to pay for a lot of your studies through the various scholarships and things like that, but you still have to work this damn job. And today has not been fun. Kid came in, threw up all over the floor. Guess who got to clean that up?
Yeah.
So you're getting close to the end of your shift, and right as it's getting close to about 2 o'clock, which is when this particular shift ends, you see about 30 college kids come into the food court, and they're making a beeline for the Cinnabon. And you know exactly what this is going to be.
Mm.
As they all get there, all of them are kind of yelling and screaming their orders. And the one guy working, his name is Kevin, he started yesterday. And the person that they had teamed him up with to train him, his shift ended half an hour ago. And so he is alone at the counter. Your relief person was supposed to be here 10 minutes. They haven't shown up. And you can just see him kind of slowly dying as all of these college kids are just shouting orders of, I want 3 of these and then the 2 of those, and I want to drink. No, I want to get this thing. And he's just kind of melting underneath it. And the crowd itself, almost in a bizarre way, seems to be getting angry at him specifically, which is not an unnatural thing in food service, but just how quickly it is happening seems strange. And then you kind of pick up on one thing that's being said that just instantly kind of sets you off, which is, oh, Kevy Wevy gonna cry again? Is that what Kevy Wevy gonna do? And one of the people in there seems to have some sort of connection and seems to be kind of egging on this thing. As all of this is happening, your beep, 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 your watch goes off, your shift is officially up, and you are not allowed to work overtime. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm gonna take one look at my bag, knowing I've got my laptop in there, knowing there's a new patch that just got released, new season starting today. And I've been waiting for it, and I'm just gonna be like, that can wait. And I'm just gonna go over, tap Kevin on the shoulder and be like, hey Kevin, I'm really sorry. Can you I need you to go get the trash together in the back and take that out to the dumpster real quick.
His face is red with embarrassment. And you can see he's not crying or anything like that, but you can see like his breath is faster. He looks like he's almost hyperventilating. And as soon as you come over and say that, you can see colors start to return to his face. You see him kind of breathe. And without saying anything, you can just see in his eyes this huge thank you. And he wanders off into the back. And the guy that was kind of egging him off is like, what? Oh, you gonna run away now? Oh, is that what you're gonna do? Oh, poor Kevy Wevy.
Yeah, no, sorry. Can I help you?
Just, and he kind of looks up. Give me that, and he points at nothing. From where you're standing, he just kind of gesticulates randomly.
So I will kind of glance up and be like, "Oh, you want the Cineblaster special? Got that. Anything else?
Did
Do you
I
want
say I wanted the Cinder Blaster special? Are you as stupid as little Kevy Wevy there? You can't tell what I want?
Well, yeah, you pointed right at it, sir.
And everyone else is now just glued to the interaction here. Well, apparently you're blind too. I wanted a super slurpy smasher.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyone
Did you
that
want?
works for corporate Cinnabon, we have no idea what you sell. So, continue.
And I'll be like, oh, sorry. Did you want the super poppin' cherry flavor, or did you want the razzle dazzle special?
Cherry is the only good flavor. Why the hell would you even ask about that razzle snazzle? Whatever, all right?
You
You know
know,
what?
yeah,
You have been so rude. I'm not paying for this, okay?
well, sir. I mean, you know what? You're absolutely right. I'm very sorry. Why don't you wait here for just a moment, and I will make a very special. I'll make this up for you right away.
It's right. He kind of looks around, and his friends are all like, yeah, man, you go for free. And the rest of them, like, half of them are considering whether or not they should be paying for their stuff or not. And so what do you do?
I will go back, and because I am a professional, I will not water down the drink
Okay.
like I've seen others do, but I won't do that. And I will make it up. I'll make it just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, here you go. You have yourself a great day.
Yeah. He tastes it, and you taste it again. Yeah! And he walks off. The rest of the group kind of seeing you not do anything to him and not kind of step up to him, they kind of fall into a little bit more of a place. And you get through it within about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Without too much difficulty.
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
I do that thing where like I'm super friendly and super polite and just don't rise to the bait. And just yeah. Yep. All right. Yep. There you go.
As as you're kind of getting everything up, and Kevin comes back in, he's like, "Dude, Jordan, thanks, man.
Hey.
I've known that guy since high school. He's, I thought when we got to college, like people, like matured, or at
Yeah.
least got their heads out of their asses."
Yeah. Just know, man. It's not you. There's something in him that's just not right. And I'm sorry you get to be his target, but
Thanks again, man. I
yeah,
really
of course, man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah, hopefully Dylan will be here any minute.
Schroeder!
Uh,
Wonderful mispronunciation of your name that your boss seems completely incapable of learning. You see this relatively lanky, very tall but relatively thin guy in a shirt that is too large for him, in a tie that was obviously tied by someone else, and is kind of off kilter. Schroeder, get over here. My office. And he walks back into the tiny closet of a cash office that you guys have. Barely large enough for one person.
Yep.
Waits for you to walk into it as well, so you're both in an unbelievably uncomfortable position.
And I will just, I'm glad you called me in here. I need you to do me a favor. I need to adjust my time clock. I lapsed and forgot to punch out at 2 o'clock like I should have.
Well, Schroeder, that's not how the law works. You can't be working off the clock here. The Fair Wages and Labor Act states that if you're doing work for my business, I gots to pay you. And now you have completely thrown off payroll for the second time this year. I don't know what we're going to do about this.
I'm I'm very sorry. I saw the uh, group of people coming in. I knew Dylan wasn't here, and I knew Kevin. He's a good kid. He showed some promise, but I knew he couldn't handle it by himself, and I wanted to make sure that the Cinnabon uh, um, PSI indicators were still met. I didn't want to make sure that those customers had a good experience and that they'd be back.
Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm going to let it slide this time. But I don't want to see you going over your time again. Again, all that payroll comes directly back to me. You know, this may be a franchise, but it is a privately owned franchise. So when you take money from the franchise, you're taking it right out of my pocket, right here. And we don't want that, do we? You
No,
don't want
sir.
to be a thief, do you?
No, sir.
I didn't think so. And he kind of pats you on the shoulder. You're a good boy. You just got to learn how to manage your time more efficiently. If you ever want to get to a position like I'm in, owner of my own business in a very reputable mall, which is hard to get in. You know, this spot was wanted, and he has told this story 100 times.
Yep.
And it gets more elaborate every single time. And you've learned to kind of fade it out. But eventually, after another 10 minutes, of which he has to pay you because he's forcing you
Right.
to be there,
Right.
he eventually goes, now, go, punch out. Now I'm going to figure out where in the hell Daniel is, because, sorry, who's the guy? Is it
Dylan was the person
Dylan?
I made
There.
up,
It was a
But
it
I-
was a D name.
but he gets them all confused anyway. So it worked.
Yeah, I'll figure out where Daniel was. It's
Yep.
Dylan, sir. Him too. As you're going out, you feel kind of like a presence behind you, and you hear this voice. Excuse me.
Oh, hi.
I gotta say, that was really impressive.
Oh, thanks.
I work for a business management recruiting firm. We they sometimes call us headhunters. We basically we are hired by companies to find good managers and things to run various things. And I gotta say, I know people with MBAs and 10 years of experience that couldn't have handled that mob. It was really impressive.
Oh. Well, thank you. I had a lot of experience just talking with people. Figured that the nicer you treat people, the nicer they'll treat you back, and just kind of the golden rule a little bit.
It's a really good philosophy. I realize it's hard to top working at such a fine, respected establishment, but and he kind of reaches into his pocket. If you ever want something a little different, he gives you a card. Go ahead and give me a call.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, and here, and he kind of tosses you this little coin. It looks like
Okay.
it's a good luck
Oh.
charm.
Oh.
I think you could probably use it more than I can.
Huh. Well, I appreciate it, Mister. Thank you very much. Kind of look it over.
The card simply says Thomas St. John, and there's a number on it, and on the back it has nothing. It's just Thomas St. John and a number. And then when you, as you finish kind of looking at it, you look up and it's not there anymore. But the mall's relatively packed, so probably just went into another store.
I will tuck the card into my backpack as I'm grabbing it, and tuck the coin in my pocket.
Okay. By the way, I never had you describe. Go ahead and physically, what does Jordan look like?
He's got kind of a light brown hair, somewhat medium build, a little bit on the less muscular side. He's a bit of a Um, a bit of a nerd. He's got like video game patches
Mm-hmm.
on his backpack. The backpack's a little bit worn. Um, but yeah, he's the way he dresses, he kind of tries not to stand out,
Mm-hmm.
to try to blend in and not draw attention to himself as much as possible.
Okay. Moving on. Dean, that was a hell of a practice. Your calves are burning. Your forearms specifically, because you guys are doing a ton of stick work today, and so your forearms are sore. Your biceps and triceps are aching. Your shoulders hurt. Everything is just, you are kind of wiped out. Especially since from the school that you came from, you guys did do, uh, pretty intense workouts, but nothing like this, because this was a punishment workout. The coach had decided that the team had given up far too early in the game last week and was very upset with their performance, and so they needed to get a little taste of what real work felt like. So you've taken all your gear off. The rest of the team has kind of headed out the door, and at this point you are alone. Why don't you go ahead and describe what Dean looks like, and what position do you see Dean playing on the hockey team?
He's the over the lightweight. He's about 51. He's not a bodybuilder, but he's well built athletic. Um, he has done well in the Benjamin David well,
Okay.
yeah.
So, by the way, I know so little about hockey. I have no idea what position that was.
Um,
Is that
Wait,
it wasn't? You said right wing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, was it forward?
Okay. So it's one of the people that scores.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I almost went to a hockey school, or the high school I was supposed to go to was really, really good at hockey, and quite a few of my friends were on the hockey team, and I never saw a game. So, um, as as you're leaving, you can see a few of the team members have stayed behind. Noticeably missing from them is the team captain, Kyle. But you can see a little bit of the team is there, and they've kind of formed a circle around one of the newest players, who is this kid from Tennessee named. Technically, his name is William, and he tells everyone, name's William. Just call me William. But the team has gotten to just calling him Billy. Every so often, they'll call him Wild Bill or Wild Billy. And so you can see them. They seem to be kind of berating him, and you can't hear everything that's going on. But as you're looking, because they're relatively far away, as you're looking, you see one of them just kind of shove William, and he kind of falls onto the ground. And as he gets up, another one kind of shoves him down, and you can hear more kind of screaming, but none of it's really making a whole lot of sense from how far away you are. What would you like to do?
I will, I'll be back in my dad and I'll look over and see what's going on.
As you get over, almost as you get close, almost as if through a sixth sense, one of the players turns around and just kind of steps forward, placing himself in between you and the rest of this group. And he goes, "Whoa, rich boy, where you going?"
I was to see what's going on here.
"Doesn't concern you. Why don't you go take your trust fund out for a date?"
Will you see that one about that? He part of our team, man. I
Listen.
mean,
Just because you come from some fancy school and you decide to slum it down here with us doesn't mean you're part of the team. And we're taking care of a problem right now. We don't need you. So go walk
what
off.
is that? It is a problem.
Listen. And you see him, he kind of like adjusts your collar a little bit. Listen, I'm trying to be nice here. If you don't scram, I'm going to make you scram.
Really, I mean, you saw what I did the other time when I see him.
You can see just the tiniest slip of his facade. It was on the ice. There's people watching. He kind of gestures around. There's nobody here. You really think you can stop this? And he kind of moves forward. And he's an easily 2 inches shorter than you. But he's standing up. You see him puffing his chest out. And he's getting like he's literally like a quarter of an inch from bumping your chest. Now I said, go away. This doesn't concern you. We're going to get it fixed, and we're never going to run one of those stupid practices again.
Oh, I mean, I saw how you played that game.
What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, you were bad at
You can see, like, you see his hand close into a fist at his side. And you can feel kind of the tension. You kind of look over his shoulder, and they've stopped messing with William, and they're all looking at you. William kind of sees the opportunity and just very quickly kind of makes his way out. Behind the rest of the group, you see Kyle, the team captain, kind of looking over and slowly starting to walk over. Listen, nobody wants you here. So why don't you just go away?
I mean, it wasn't a time in my first way, but here I am.
I need to die.
Is this the first roll? This is the
This
first
is the
roll.
first
of the
roll of the game, guys.
Oh,
I normally didn't want to do rolling here, but this makes sense. So, I rolled like I normally roll. Time kind of slows down for a second as you see the bald fist that he's been keeping at his side. He reaches back and does a whole John Wayne style haymaker punch. One of those punches that goes so slow you can talk to it as it's going by. As he brings it up and he starts swinging at you, he rolls a 12. The way that combat works in the Essence 20 system is you can actually choose the defense that you think makes the most sense for this. The two defenses for melee attacks and things like this are going to be either your toughness defense or your evasion. And the choice is going to be, are you going to stop the punch or are you going to step away? So, you see the punch coming. He's talking to it, having a great conversation with it as it's coming. What are you going to do?
I will see how see Kyle coming.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say it?
Sure, most definitely.
I'll just say it.
So, what is your toughness defense?
17.
Yeah.
So boss.
So he impacts and gets you square in the jaw. and you feel a crunching sound as his hand collapses as it hits your jaw. He did not throw this punch well at all. And you see him kind of do that, and you just kind of do one of these. And he's sitting there and he's looking at his hand, and you can already see little bits of purple growing on his knuckles and going down his hand, indicating he probably did a little bit more than just bruise it. He's standing there, and suddenly you hear, "Hey, what the hell's going on?" And Kyle comes running in. He comes over. "Dean! Fred! What the... Fred, get the hell out of here. And the rest of you guys, what the... If I see any of you guys here in 5 minutes, we're going back in for another practice. How does that sound?" And they all kind of scatter. Dean kind of looks at you. "I don't get you, man. You got 2 inches and 30 pounds on that guy. What the hell are you doing?"
I mean, Biden, we've been praying to you give me a really good down and a new training. I mean, I saw you coming. I wasn't doing a bit of
Damn it, man. Keep your head down for a little bit. I'll take care of this. Fred's an asshole, but... he's a goalie.
Yeah.
And luckily for us, we don't have another good one. Fuck, man.
I mean,
He looks at your face again. You have a slight reddening on your jawline. Maybe you should talk to the team trainer, get him a look at that or something.
Oh my man, I felt worse.
I got
You
Cal.
may want to find William to
What's going on?
Fred and Daddy guy were back and
Son of a... I'll take care of it. And you see him kind of wander off. As you're standing there, you hear, you feel kind of a presence behind you. And you hear kind of a deeper voice. "Excuse me. That was, it was pretty ballsy, taking a punch like that."
I knew I wanted.
You know, if I was in your position, I don't know if I don't know if I would have done the same thing you did. I don't think I would have been quite that controlled, let's say.
Well, this is thing may have been different as I don't have it coming.
Well, sorry to interrupt you. I think it's a real problem in this world that we don't really acknowledge when we see true heroism. So even if nobody else will thank you, I will thank them on your behalf. I will thank you on their behalf. You're making the world a better place. Oh, you know what?
Really wasn't anything.
And that's what a hero says.
Yeah.
You know what? Here, it's stupid, but I just got out of a leadership seminar. Really, really boring. But they gave it these, and he's holding up this kind of weird looking coin shaped thing. We're supposed to focus on it, and use this as an example of true leadership. It's a really dumb metaphor. I bet that they probably just got these, as a mistake when they were buying something else. But why don't you have it?
Okay.
You just
What are it?
again, it's a coin, but whatever was imprinted on it seems to have worn away. Anyway, I gotta get back to this business convention. So much fun. Gotta sell those paper products.
Right.
Maybe I'll be able to catch one of you guys' games sometime.
Yeah, what was your name again?
Thomas St. John.
Oh,
Yeah. Have fun. And he kind of wanders off at a bit of like a brisk pace.
oh, was the boy do I wanted to prep
Mm-hmm.
and then put it in my pocket
It's got good weight to it, and it flips really well. So after that's over, you head off. Jesse.
Present.
Between classes, when Jesse wants to kind of get away from the college itself, where does Jesse go to hang out?
Oh, he's probably checking things out like in the internet cafe if he's got like time in between.
Okay. So, you stop by the local internet cafe because this particular cafe, it's called the Webs. Because this particular cafe is not only on campus, but it actually sponsors the one of the local clubs that tries to compete in various esports events. They have not really succeeded in that, but they put a good effort. They actually do have an area with a bunch of PCs networked up to each other where a lot of the kind of geekier kids come over to do like LAN parties and stuff like that attached to the web itself. While you're there, are you on the computers? Are you getting something to drink? You just kind of chilling there entirely?
I figure like I'm yeah, I'm on the computers and I got like a little bit of a bev going on. Um Waiting for next class. I'm checking out my stream setup. I heard there's an update, friggin' OBS.
Mm-hmm.
One thing goes wrong, they all have to set the whole thing. Figure I had put some time in now just to check up on it. Everything seems to be running good so far.
Okay.
Not actually going live.
So as you're sitting there, why don't you go ahead and describe Jesse for us?
Jesse is about 5'8", shaggy brown hair, glasses, thin. He's definitely got a runner's type of build. He's not like heavy. He's not like a muscular set, but what he has got, he's wiry, corded muscle. He definitely has got his. He's definitely been running around a lot, majority of his life, trying to keep up with his little sister and keep her out of trouble.
Okay. So
Hoodie, shirt, jacket, just usual fare.
So as you're sitting there and you're kind of getting to the point where you're done with the things that you wanted to do, suddenly you see the internet cuts out and the computer freezes for a second, and then it's off.
Computer's off or the internet's off?
Computer's off. Sorry.
Okay. Well, was it the internet cafe computer too? I'm like, checking strips. He's taking a look at a couple things.
As you look around, it looks like the entire cafe, everything is just, all the computers themselves have just turned off. The rest of the cafe seems fine, but you do see someone at the register, and they're just kind of looking at the register, perplexed. You see them pushing random things on the touchscreen seems that there's an internet outage.
Oops. Yeah, I just like looks down like, yeah. Signal's down, guys.
One of
Doesn't usually happen.
and then suddenly the lights go out as well. Now the internet cafe itself has tons of windows all across it, and it's middle of the day, so it's not dark, but
Yeah.
all the lights go off as well, and you see the manager come out, and his name is Jason. He goes, guys, unfortunately, because the power's out, I really can't have customers in the store right now, so I'm just gonna have to ask you to head out until we figure out which breaker is broken. Ha! That's funny. So yeah, everyone, if you just want to get out of the web, we'll as soon as we're open again, we'll let you know. We'll turn the lights on. How's that sound? That'll tell you that it's open. Yeah. All right. And he kind of goes back.
I was just wrapping up anyway. I was good and out. Oh, you were probably placing really good, weren't you? Oh, that sucks. That game Sentai is really good.
So, what are you doing? Are you packing up? Or are you?
Oh yeah, I'm packing up. I'm going there, probably prepping. Still probably got time for my next class.
Okay. So as you head out, you kind of get this weird feeling for just a second. And this is not the first time you've gotten this feeling. It's actually something that's relatively common. You kind of refer to it as your sister sense, kind of similar to Spidey sense, because generally when your sister is doing something that she shouldn't be, that is probably going to get her either into trouble or into danger, you just kind of know. And so you instantly look around for your sister, but she's not here. She's at home. She's miles away. But you do see
She better be
a young kid, roughly the age of your sister, run behind the cafe into the kind of alleyway behind it. And for whatever reason, you just kind of get a bad feeling about it.
Shouldn't do it. Shouldn't be. You have to get smallest act of the biggest act. He runs. He's just doing a light jog. He's not cutting air or anything, but he's kind of like seeing if someone needs help.
Okay. As you step out, suddenly rain starts falling.
Oh,
It's kind of
gotta be
impressive.
kidding me.
Normally, you get a little bit more warning before rain comes in this part of California, but for whatever reason, rain is here, and it's big, thick drops. As you come around, you can see the kid is there, and there's a bunch of older kids there as well, and they seem to be kind of interrogating him. But they're far enough away that, and especially with the rain, they're far enough away that you can't really hear what they're saying.
Oh, I'm just gonna jog up because he looks like he's in trouble, right?
There's kind of an aggressiveness in the older kids. The older kids are about your age. This kid is probably no more than about 12, 13. And there's definitely kind of an aggression to them. As they see you coming, the kid kind of looks your direction. You can see his face kind of goes pale a little bit. And the other kids are all wearing kind of baggy clothing. And one of them instantly kind of reaches behind his back. Goes, "Hey, same for you. Go away."
Oh, hey man, nothing going on. Is that my cousin over there, Donnie, Billy?
Another guy comes up closer to you, and you can see he pulls out a switchblade out of his pocket. Listen, we said it doesn't concern you. So why don't you go away before you get hurt? See, this ain't your cousin. You can see he kind of brings the kid in close. This is my little buddy, Ted. He said, my little buddy Ted. Ain't that your name, Ted? And he kind of grips him harder. You can see the kid just pale-faced. So this doesn't concern you. So you can go now. All right?
Oh man, I wish I could. Really, hey, respect the whole Jets Sharks vibe, man. It's just like this is really impressive you got going on here. Uh, really, I don't think any one of us needs to like it needs to escalate that quickly, right? I mean, I'm still pretty sure that kid's a cousin, maybe, but I mean, at the end of the day, are we really going to be? I mean, what's this going to be about, right? Right?
You hear the sound of a bullet being chambered. He said, "Go away."
Whoa, whoa! There ain't no need for any of that now. Come on, seriously. I mean, check out the acoustics here in this alley. I mean, one gunshot. I mean, come on. No one's seriously going to want to go down this route. Really?
Hey! And you kind of look behind you and you can see a cop. What's going on over there? And instantly, officer, there's absolutely nothing going on. This is my buddy Ted, and this, and he kind of grabs you by the shirt and brings you close. Play along. Turns you around, and this is his cousin, and he was just asking us for directions. And the cop walks closer. Is that what's happening?
Is it no? Let me ask: are all these guys behind me, like threatening kind of situation, or
they're behind you by about the two other ones are about 10 feet behind you. The one with the switchblade is gripped your collar and flipped you around, so he has his hand on your shoulder and he is literally right behind you.
sure?
But
And-
he stowed the switchblade and he has both of his hands on your shoulder, so you know he's not armed.
yeah. So like, yeah, absolutely. This is just my cousin here, and I reach for the kid. So now the
Okay.
kid's in my hands. It's like, yeah, you know what, officer, and he's doing this. Yeah, you know what? This is my cousin right here. These guys are just helping me. I'm fine. And we're all good. Nothing going on here. Again, I'm all fine. But right now, I think we just need to get him home.
That sounds like a good idea. Francis, why don't you and your friends go away? It's Frankie, and I've told you that a dozen times. Of course, Francis. Why don't you and your boys go away? He kind of looks at you. You and I are gonna be great friends eventually. Come on, boys. And they walk off.
When he walks away, he definitely, Jesse Canis goes, "Doo-doo-doo-doo."
I don't know if you're brave or you're stupid.
Yes.
Could have gone really poorly, kid.
Probably could have gone poorly for someone else.
He looks the kid over. Your name's not Ted, is it? No. What are you doing back here? Forget it. I don't want to see you back here again. Go find your parents. Go find home. Somewhere that is not here.
Yeah, little pro tip: next time you're trying to lose someone, don't go down an alley. That's just asking for trouble.
Oh, okay. Runs off. Kid,
I think he took the wrong lesson from that.
kid, you see something like this again, call someone like me. Alright? I don't get paid enough to deal with this kind of shit, to put my life on the line, but I do. You aren't getting paid nothing. I don't want to see your name in a headline. Alright?
We're both in agreement on that.
Get the hell out of here. You see him go on his walkie. As you turn the corner, you run into this guy in a business suit. He almost didn't seem
Sorry.
to be there. Oh, no, my fault entirely. Wow, this rain came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know, right?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No, I mean I saw what happened there. Those creeps weren't fooling around.
Yeah, no, they definitely weren't. I'll definitely after the adrenaline's gone away, I'm really gonna have a panic attack later. But right now I'm good.
That's not a lot of people would have done that.
Yeah, a lot of probably well, not a lot of people would have gotten into trouble in the first place.
Fair point. Um, this is gonna sound really strange, but when I was a kid, my grandmother caught me in a similar position. I was going place I wasn't supposed to, trying to help people. She said that my intentions were good, but I was going to get myself in trouble unless I was really lucky. So she gave me this. He holds up this kind of faded coin. It's been my good luck charm ever since, but to be perfectly honest, I haven't really needed the luck in a while. But I think you might. So, here, he kind of hands it to you.
He's looking it over, checking
It's
it.
a relatively plain coin. It's got some decent weight to it.
The first thing he was actually looking like, okay, is this a tracker?
It as far as you can tell, it seems like solid metal. Like again, with your kind of mindset, probably the first thing you would have looked for is any electronics. No, it's solid metal. Whatever was imprinted on it seems to have been faded off, so it's kind of this rough, pitted look to it, but doesn't seem dangerous or anything. Anyway, this rain's getting really bad. Be safe, but keep that attitude. There's not a lot of people like you out here. We could use
Yeah.
more.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thomas. And he kind of wanders off, goes around a
Thanks.
corner, and disappears.
Thanks, Thomas.
So, the rest of you kind of go through your classes till the end of the day. Remarkably enough, on Wednesdays, you all have classes that end at 5 o'clock. And so, as you all are coming out of your various classes, you all end up in kind of the kind of quad common area between a lot of the different classroom buildings. They all kind of open up into the same center area. And as you're all kind of coming in there, you suddenly hear this kind of high-pitched whining sound in your ears. And everyone else around you seems completely oblivious, but each one of you kind of clocks that there's 3 other people that seem to be all kind of wincing at this high-pitched whining sound. What would y'all like to do?
I will pull out my earbuds.
Okay.
To be like, what?
The weird thing about it, the sound doesn't get louder or quieter when you take the earbuds out. It's this kind of constant, it's almost like it's ringing in your head.
I'll put those away and look around at the others and kind of see what they're. Is this like a prank? Drama club doing something?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably looking around for any like speaker systems or anything. Like, is someone setting up on the quad to play an instrument and they did a bad job?
As you guys look around, again, the entirety of the student body seems completely oblivious to this except for you 4.
They don't hear that. You hear this, right? I'm just gonna look at whoever's closest.
Yeah, I hear it.
You guys hear this too?
Yes.
Yeah.
No one else?
Ah.
Was it a fire
fire alarm.
As you guys keep trying to figure it out, you can see there. Really? Sorry, computer's doing something weird. You can see, or you can kind of hear. It seems to be coming from a direction behind one of the buildings.
I don't care what it is. I'm shutting it off, and I'm just going to start marching towards it.
Okay.
I'll follow behind.
I just want to see what it is.
Yeah, me too.
Why is anyone else hearing it?
As you all get back there, you kind of come into like an alley between the buildings. You can see some garbage cans here and stuff, but you're not seeing anything here. And the sound itself hasn't gotten louder, but it has gotten more distinct. Now there's a definite kind of pattern to it. There's a rhythm. There's a kind of a rhythmic pulsing to it. And as you go further and further down the alley, the pulsing itself starts to get faster and faster. And eventually you kind of come to pretty far down the alley where it's basically kind of a four-way intersection with a bunch of different alleys. There's no one around you. You guys suddenly feel this heat coming from wherever you have your coin stored.
Ow, 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 ow!
So as you guys pull out your coins, you can see they're all glowing this kind of bright gold color.
Wait, you guys?
You got one?
Oh,
The hell is this? Depleted uranium?
I don't know. I got it from some business guy.
Yeah.
Some
No.
suit said it was a good luck charm.
Thomas?
Yeah, Thomas St. John's. Headhunter?
Fancy
I've
guy.
never heard that name in my life.
Fancy looking
I
guy.
did
Nice
not.
three-piece suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was weird. He seemed like a student, but he was dressed too nice.
Suddenly you
Yeah.
all feel this. Suddenly, as you all are kind of speaking this, you feel your skin start to kind of tingle. You get like pins and needles all over your body. You start to see your body itself is starting kind to emit this light, and suddenly you leave the ground and
Oh,
you start
oh no.
rising
Whoa.
very, very quickly.
Whoa!
And you guys are suddenly airborne. But as you look around, you don't see your bodies. You just see kind of bits of energy. As you keep going, you suddenly see far outside of town, there's this large, strange-looking building, not unlike what is behind Dean at this very moment. And as you all go there, you suddenly feel yourselves sink and go into this kind of opening at the top. And suddenly, as you look around, everything around you is dark.
That was really weird.
Yeah, what?
Okay. I have never done drugs. Could someone have spiked something?
I don't think we'd all have the same reaction.
Okay.
So I've heard, anyways.
As you're all kind of looking around, you can your eyes start adjusting to the lower light level in here, and you can see a little bit in front of you, there are consoles in a large kind of semicircle. And they have various kind of lights and screens all over them.
Okay. So either we're not dead or heaven's really weird.
I'm going to pull out my cell phone and start recording.
Okay, as you do, it's off.
I'm just seeing if I can get a signal. Oh, come on.
Seems as your cell phones aren't working in here.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, this certainly isn't heaven. And I don't think I've done enough to go to the other place. So
Yeah, I mean, this place looks like an old NASA control room or something.
I will start looking at the control panels to see if anything makes sense.
Okay.
This looks like something more on an old TV show.
The more as you guys start looking at the control panels, it's actually kind of surprising because as you look at them, you can actually see kind of different eras of technology. You have old, CRT monitors mounted in one spot, and then you're seeing newer kind of flat panel monitors here, and some LED stuff there. Some of the displays are just your old school LCD calculator displays almost, and other ones look fancier than anything you've ever seen before. Anything else you guys want to do while you're in here? Anyone want to push some buttons?
Does anything look like an on-off switch?
There are many.
You know what?
things-
I'm gonna look for some kind of a switch panel on a wall somewhere and assume it's a light switch.
Okay. So as you start kind of looking the outer area of this, you notice that the room itself is really, really large, and you actually can't see an edge to the room. Like, you have this platform in the middle with all these different things, but that is the only place that really has any sort of light source. And you realize above this area there is a kind of soft light that's apparently been getting brighter while you guys have been here, which is why you can now see. But outside of this little kind of circle of light, you're not really sure how far out the walls go.
Okay. No walls.
Okay. Psychology department. Psychology department.
What?
Right?
Why are you
Like-
saying that?
No, because this is too friggin' weird, right? I mean,
They haven't figured out teleportation.
if we were teleported, I don't know about you, but like this,
I mean-
there's come on.
I've seen some pretty good special effects. These could be practical effects.
Yeah.
You think that this is a psychological experiment?
I mean,
Man.
you're close, and you hear a voice from the darkness. I mean, your psychological makeup was taken into account, but this isn't a test.
I'm immediately, by the way, as soon as the voice comes, I jump and I sort of step behind whoever's tallest.
Okay.
Just edging behind them.
I'm backing up to the guys. I'm going like windowless white van.
From out of the darkness, you see an older-looking gentleman. He spouts a goatee that is meticulously trimmed. He's got kind of slick-back hair. He's wearing a dark three-piece suit, pinstripe with kind of like gold pinstripes throughout it, and a matching tie.
Mm.
You're probably wondering why you're here.
I'm wondering what this place even is.
Well,
That.
this is the command center. And you all have been chosen for a very important job.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm pretty comfortable with both my kidneys where they are. Thanks.
Remarkably enough, I'm not that interested in your kidneys. In fact, what I'm most interested in is a little bit north of there. Your hearts. Not like... Let me explain. 5,000 years ago, an evil witch named Rita Repulsa decided that she was going to take over this planet for her boss, a creature named Zed. Well, my mentor was able to seal her away. We hoped forever. But unfortunately, that's not the case. 5,000 years ago, didn't do it alone. There's a group of people that he chose based on their inner qualities to become a team of protectors for the planet. They've been called a lot of different things over the years. The legend's been told over and over again. Knights Templar, Knights of the Round Table, two of the more popular ones. But if you look in mythology and history, you'll see groupings of people coming together to protect a town relatively often. We just called them the Power Rangers. Well, unfortunately, Rita was released. And we need the Power Rangers again. So I've chosen you four to be the new incarnation of the Power Rangers.
I'm sorry. You want us to become the Knights of the Round Table to fight a millennia-old witch?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. I'm back on the this is a prank train now.
No, guys, this can't be a prank. Clearly, this is a viral marketing stunt for a new squad-based hero shooter. Clearly,
You know what? Actually, that would make sense.
At some point, honestly, I was thinking he was going to bring up I was expecting him to bring up my thetan levels.
All very, very good guesses, none of which are right. Why don't you look at those coins that I gave you?
oh, lots of coin. Did you lace this with something, or and I'll look at it?
And as you guys look at it, you start seeing that the kind of pitted metal surface of the center is starting to shift and form into a shape.
Ooh.
And now I have to open up the document where I wrote all this stuff down.
That's really freaky.
Yeah, this was some good stuff. This is some designer stuff.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
you are wise and just. You not only diffused a situation before it became painful, but you instantly sussed out the perfect solution and acted upon that solution without any sort of reward, without any sort of command. You just did it naturally. You embody the spirit of the white dragon. And you can see your coin slowly shifts, and you can see the image of a dragon, and it starts glowing white.
Whoa.
Jordan, you saw someone in trouble. You stood tall, proud. Put yourself between him and the mob. Instead of fighting back, you displayed your kindness and strength and used that to diffuse the situation. Perfect embodiment of the Knight of the Yellow Stag. Jesse, you saw someone that couldn't defend themselves get pulled into a situation where they were in real danger, life-threatening danger. Without thinking, you dove in and went to collect that which you decided to protect. Bearing your fangs enough to diffuse the situation. You embody the spirit of the Knight of the Blue Badger. Dean, you saw someone on your team in trouble. You didn't fly in and fight them off. You didn't try to berate the ones attacking him. You stood up. You stood up and shined as a beacon. And that beacon attracted trouble. Instead of fleeing from it, and instead of meeting anger and hatred with its equal, you simply stood there and absorbed the anger and hatred, diffusing the situation without throwing a single punch. You embody the courage and leadership of the Red Lion. These coins are your power coins. They connect you to the almost infinite energy of the morphing grid. And those, he kind of gestures behind you, and you can see on one of the consoles, a panel has kind of slipped away, and 4 strange devices are now resting there with a small coin-shaped slot in the middle. Those are your morphers. They have the ability to connect the raw power of the morphing grid contained within your power coins to yourself, allow you to wield that power. Go ahead and pick them up.
My God, I think it's real.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, pick one up.
Yeah, gotta pick them up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab one.
As you, all right, hold on for just a second, guys, because I was not as prepared as I wanted to be.
I'm so excited right now. I'm so excited right now.
Yeah.
I got props, guys.
Ooh.
All right. Come on, where are you? There we are. So, as you all look at them, they look remarkably similar to this. And you can see, like, the coin itself fits very nice and snugly right in the center. And as it clips into place, you guys kind of, as it clips into place and doesn't clip in, because I pushed the release on the back. As it clips into place, you guys kind of feel the power coursing through it. In times of great danger, you can call upon these powers, and they will not only protect you, but they will empower you. Simply hold your morpher out and call out the mythical beast that is contained within your coin, and you will morph.
Into what?
Into a Power Ranger. Again, Power Rangers are protectors of the planet. If you choose to accept this power, you will need to abide by 3 rules. Rule number 1. You can never use your powers to escalate a situation. Your powers are always meant to defend this world, not to attack. If you give me a couple seconds, I've totally forgotten the 3 rules of being a Power Ranger, and I feel like just not a real fan, but I have them written down. All right, so here goes. Rewind just a little bit. The 3 rules that you must never break. First, never use your powers for personal gain. Second, never escalate a battle unless your enemy forces you to. And finally, keep your identity as a Power Ranger secret. You must never reveal your identity to anyone other than your fellow Power Rangers. Ever.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I've always felt like I was meant for something, destined for something, and maybe this is it. Come on, how often does someone show up, teleport you to a secret base, and ask you to become a superhero?
Never. That literally never happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this afternoon. I was making cinnamon buns
Quite well.
for the evening shift. Thank you. The secret is not to over knead the dough because then it's anyway. Superheroes should know that kind of stuff.
Why
like-
not?
I mean, you have a point.
I mean, for every Superman
Valid point, though I hope none of you are going to be bitten by any radioactive insects today. Jesse, you've been awfully quiet. What are you feeling?
Oh, I'm thinking any number of things. Like, have I seen your face in the news being reported? Has any family's been looking for someone like you? This is completely don't want to use a improper word, but the situation is crazy.
I get that.
Do you?
Just because it's strange doesn't mean that it's not real.
You just talked about a space witch and Camelot.
Yep.
Look, Jesse, I'm going to make the assumption here that you're a smart guy. I want you to come up with the best explanation you can for what's
you've
just
already got the
happened
wrong
that
read on
doesn't
me.
involve magic. Please.
I mean, just because I can't explain it doesn't mean there's not an explanation.
Fair point.
Can I do everyone would be a good
Absolutely. Let's get some. Excuse me. Let's get some rolling going here. Now I have to remember.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I, for one, am very glad that I am not waking up in a tub filled with ice.
So,
Yet.
the equivalent of an insight check would be an alertness test, which is one of your smarts skills.
Yeah. So, how to do it?
Yeah. So if so, the way that this works, as far as Roll20 works, if you're using that, if you just go to your character sheet and you click on alertness, this is going to be, unless you have insight as one of your specializations, it's just going to be non-specialized, no shifting, and you just always leave difficulty at 10, because that's just how the program works. I'll tell you if you succeed or not, but
no answer.
no snagger edge. Nope.
7.
So, looking it up and down, as far as you can tell, you can't he doesn't seem to be pulling your leg, but he's got a hell of a poker face. Listen, you all were lucky. I got to you before Rita could.
What?
Being a Power Ranger is not something that anyone can do. You're all very special. That's why the coins chose you.
The coins
But-
shows us. Pretty sure you you gave me this one.
Yes.
Sounds like you gave everyone else one.
Remarkably enough, objects without an ability to propel themselves generally work better if they need to be moved, if they're moved by someone that can.
So it sounds
So-
kind of like you chose this.
Think whatever
Just
you
saying.
want. If I hadn't
What?
gotten to you, Rita would have. You're dangerous to her. She doesn't want to have to deal with the Power Rangers again.
And what would happen if he did?
Well, a lot of that would depend on a lot of different things. Let's just say it would not be pleasant for you.
Look, Jesse, I was the last one to want to believe what was happening, but I don't think any amount of special effects budget can do this in real life. 3D, we can touch the consoles. The coins are glowing.
So I'm sorry, we're superheroes. You're telling me we're superheroes.
Look, at some point in the X-Files, Scully becomes the stupid one for not believing in aliens.
I really like that reference. Go ahead and we'll give you guys a story point for that because that was I like that reference.
I always like the lone gunman better.
It's up to you. I'm not saying you have to do this. If you want, I can seal the power. You'll show up as just a regular human being to Rita. There'll be no reason for her to target you, anything. You can go back to your lives.
You're gonna give us the blue pill.
Effectively. I can't make you forget this, but
Well, you got the reference.
Man,
live the
we're
life
really-
that you want. But if you'd like to do something that you are uniquely qualified for, this isn't something that will ever happen to you again. I will guarantee that.
Well, yeah.
As you guys are sitting there, you suddenly hear this kind of blaring klaxon go off, and you see his face just kind of drop. Damn it. You see him kind of push past you, and he starts just it seems almost random. He goes and pushes various dials and things like that, and eventually he taps something, and in the center of this room, you see this three-dimensional image kind of form, and you see the college. The quad that you guys were just at, but it seems to be in chaos, and there are these strange clay-like gray beings that are wandering around that seem to be attacking people almost at random. You know, I really would love to give you guys more time to think about this, but Rita's sent her putties down, and we've got to do something. If you guys aren't going to step up and deal with this, I have to. So it's up to you. The choice
What are they?
is-
What do we do?
Well, they need to be stopped. They're clay beings. Rita uses them as minions. They go around and terrorize, cause chaos. The more chaos that exists, the more powerful she becomes. She feeds off of it. So you need to protect these people. If you don't want any part of it, that's absolutely fine. Put your coin on the counter. If you walk over there, I'll send you right back to your life. But if you want to do something, I need your decision now.
What was that? we're doing it now and see what happens. If our this is so nothing, then we can go back to what we were doing. But if this is not real, then someone has to do something, and maybe
All right, Dean. Jordan.
Somebody's got to do something.
All right. Mackenzie.
Look, my old life is already over. If this turns out to be a prank and I look like an idiot, how much can that hurt?
All right. Jesse.
Look, man, if someone's in trouble, yes, I'm going to help. Yes, I help.
All right. Go ahead and put your coins in your morphers. Dean, I'll let you take this. Start it off by simply calling out, "It's morphin' time."
it's more time.
And as you guys say that, I will have you all call out your mythical creatures. Starting with Dean. Go ahead and morph for the first time.
Right lion.
You feel power surge through your body. You instantly feel stronger than you've ever been in your life. You feel faster. You feel more acute. Your senses start to dial up to 11. You see as red armor starts to flow all over your skin, though it's remarkably looking very similar to spandex. And suddenly you feel it flow all the way up your body and encases your head in this strange helmet with a visor. Jordan?
Yellow stag.
As you say that, you feel the power start coursing through your body. Again, you feel stronger than you've ever been before, faster, more acute. The yellow armor starts flowing up, flows around, and you feel the helmet close around you. Mackenzie?
White dragon!
As you feel the power fuse through you, you can feel it in your toes and your fingers, through your arms, into your core. Again, the armor starts forming white armor over you, and it slowly encases your face in a helmet with a visor. Jesse?
Blue Badger.
And again, you feel the strength start flowing into you. You feel this great sense of pride and power. Badgers are awesome. What are you talking about? Badgers are amazing.
Wolverine's a badger, I know.
So you feel, you watch as the blue armor forms itself around you. You feel the helmet close, and you hear from something inside your helmet, "I'm going to send you right there. Hold on." And you feel that teleportation happen. And what I would like everyone to do for me is, why don't you all roll initiative for me?
Yay! I'm so excited!
So if we have something, we can roll regular, a D20 and a D2.
So, the way initiative works, I'm going to go ahead and pause the music for just a second. And by pause, I mean stop, because there's no pause button in here. So the way that initiative works, if you're using the Roll20 character sheet, just click on initiative. It'll do everything for you. If not, if you have no skill ranks in initiative, you're going to roll just a flat D20 roll, but you roll it with a snag, which means you roll 2d20, you take the lower of them. Otherwise, you roll it like any other skill check. You roll a d20 plus whatever your skill in initiative is. And do I have initiative on this?
There's an initiative button on the thing. I got an error that said I couldn't send it to the turn tracker.
That's perfectly fine. I don't have a turn tracker set up, so.
Yeah.
I'll just roll on regular then for the first thing.
I did it with real life dice. I hope that's okay.
That's perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with either way. So let's start out with Dean. What did you get?
11.
11, cool. Jordan,
21.
21. Mackenzie,
With what will be my only good roll for this entire series, I also got a 21.
not bad. Jesse,
It didn't send it because I didn't click the token. It gets 16.
16, okay. And then the putties are not doing super well. So as you all kind of teleport there, you land and you can see 5 putties are here, and they seem to be attacking your fellow Kuka classmates. And now we can do the awesome music that I have. So as you all see the putties, they all turn towards you. Mackenzie and Jordan, which one of you guys wants to go first?
Jordan will not go first.
Okay.
Jordan will not go first. All right, sure thing. Mackenzie is gonna pick. I mean, they're all probably about the same size, so she can't pick the biggest, meanest guy. She's gonna pick whoever is hassling the most people at once.
Okay. So
Run at him.
the way that combat works in Essence 20 is the number of things you can do in your turn is based on your speed score. So, Mackenzie, you have a speed of 4, so you can take a move action, a standard action, and then 2 free actions, which is a really, really bad name for something that costs something, but that's what the system uses. So, move, you can move up to any of them. I will say the putties do differentiate a little bit. 3 of them just look like gray people with like weird like clay fingers. One of them, though, instead of a hand, he seems to have kind of what looks like a sword attached to it. And the other one, both of his hands are these 2 big, like spheres, basically, almost wrecking ball looking things.
Ooh. You know what? I think she's going for Wrecking Ball.
Okay, so he comes over and he gets ready to attack you. What do you want to do?
And I slide into place between him and some people, sort of baseball style. And then I'm like, hey, ugly! And I'm just gonna throw a punch. And if I could, I don't know whether I can yet, I would love to apply my solo strike to this punch.
Most definitely. There's no one else around you, so you can definitely pull that off.
Yes.
So, as you are going over, you kind of slide into place. You suddenly see some motion out of the side of your visor, and you look, and just like you do normally, it seems that the pen that you normally keep behind your ear, there's a place in your helmet for it, and it's just started falling out.
That's weird. I grabbed the pen, I guess.
As you grab it, you watch as the pen lands in your hand and starts to grow into the shape of a guandao, a large polearm weapon with a long slicing blade at the end.
Oh, this guy's in trouble. I'm just gonna sort of sweep it up underneath to sort of slice up from below.
So, go ahead and this particular weapon can be used with either finesse or might. So you can go ahead and choose which of those skills you want to use for it.
Yay. Okay, so that's finesse is D20 plus D4, but because I'm using my solo strike, I shift up to a D6, correct?
Sure. I'm absolutely positive that's how the game works because I know this game super well, and I'm totally not buying time while I look up the actual roll that you're using so I can remember how it works. That's definitely not what I'm doing. So let's try. Yes. So you get to shift it up to a D6 then.
Wonderful. Okay. Hoo-yah! Okay. Could be better, could be worse. That is an 11 to hit.
11. It actually meets the evasion defense as it tries to dodge out of the way, so you are able to strike it. As you strike it with your pen, which is much mightier than the sword, you strike it, you watch the creature kind of fall back, and as it hits the ground, you see it kind of explode into various pieces of clay that kind of melt away.
These guys are easy. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my turn.
Cool. Next up is going to be Jordan. Jordan, you've just watched Mackenzie kind of dive into combat, and suddenly a pen turned into a polearm.
Oh, I left my pens at home. I'm gonna start running at the one of the ones with the sword hand.
Okay. As you run over, you realize on your hip is a strange looking device. It looks very similar to kind of a small sword.
I'm gonna pull that out
Okay.
and I try to swing at this guy.
Go for it. The sword itself can be either might or finesse.
I'm gonna go finesse.
Okay.
3.
3. So as you leap forward, and also, what's your speed? I don't have your character sheet.
My speed is 5.
5. Oh yeah, so you have 3 for reaction if you want to use them. So as you run forward and you take a slice at him, he brings his sword up and deflects your sword away. Just kind of looks at you.
Come on, guys, can't we talk about this?
Okay. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm just gonna try to maneuver myself
Okay.
to try to get them to focus on me and not anybody else.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and make me? I'll let you choose. I need one of these openings. I can't remember what all the skills. You can choose intimidation or persuasion to try and see if you can convince them to fight you instead of these other ones.
I'm gonna be very persuasive
Okay.
in my challenge. 21.
He seems fixated on you. Next up is going to be Jesse. What do you want to do?
Jesse sees people going around, wants them focused on him. He's going to go up there, and he's going to go, looks down at his suit, just like, looks at a putty, goes, yeah, come on, bub. And just he's going to go right up to him. He's going to go pick a fight.
Okay.
Looking for weapons that suddenly just seem to be popping out of nowhere.
Okay. You notice on your hip as well, you have you have a sword, and then on your other hip, you seem to have what looks kind of like a small, like hand crossbow almost.
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's just go with this one then. And he's like, gonna pull out the hand crossbow.
Okay. Attack with that is finesse targeting.
So for me, it's just gonna be finesse.
Yep. And if you don't have any rank, or it's still technically a targeting roll. If you don't have any skill ranks in targeting, then it's you roll it with a snag. But it's still a finesse, or not finesse targeting. It's speed targeting. Sorry.
So you gave me that. So you gave me something I don't have a skill in.
Well,
I thought I was
yes,
gonna go for finesse.
Yes, the gun that you have is targeting, but the sword is finesse or might. And obviously your martial arts are as well are finesse or might. So.
Oh, okay. If I can redact that then, because I don't want to grab
fine.
something I feel like that, so I'll go for the sword then.
Okay.
Not specialized in this, so a D20 and a D4.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 15.
15. 15 definitely hits. So as you drive forward and you take this sword, you bisect the creature, and again, as it kind of falls apart, you can see clay. Like it is moving clay, and as it hits the ground, it kind of bursts into various pieces of clay that just dissolve.
Was expecting to see blood, and then really quickly Play-Doh. It's just like, what? Yeah.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Kind of. I think he'll go by and take a position next to to the next one.
Okay.
To the next putty. He's just gonna like.
All right.
Well, they don't bleed, so I guess I'm gonna feel better about this.
Dean, what do you want to do?
See everyone out and think what I found was that he didn't be a downward.
Okay.
And I was at him.
All right.
It'll be like you want to go, and I'll just, wait, well,
Okay. Go ahead and make again might or finesse, depending on what kind of punch you're doing.
and I have a recommendation about tomorrow.
All right, definitely. So, for those of you that are unaware, the way specialization works, normally if you make a skill test, whatever your highest skill die is the one you roll. If you make a specialized test, you roll your highest die and every one below it and take whichever one of those skill dice is the highest. So, no, shifting is a completely separate thing.
That would be a 17.
Now, one of the other things, if you roll the highest number possible on your skill die and succeed at the roll, you get a critical success. So if you look at, ignore that. For some odd reason, it counts D2s as
Yeah.
successes. So
Yeah. That's a coding.
sorry,
error.
yeah, that's a coding thing. Anyway. Other than on the D2, you can get a crit. This one, they said it was a crit. It wasn't a crit. We'll keep on going. So as you run forward and you kind of just slam it with this punch, you watch as you hit it, you see it kind of break apart as it's blown past you. However, there are still 2 putties left.
Alright.
So one of the putties is going to go towards Jordan, which he just blocked. And... yeah, he's just going to make an attack roll against you.
I'll yell, Jordan! Because that's what you're meant to do when you're in the Power Rangers.
Of course. And do
In
really
spite-
big
in-
movements.
Yeah, big movements. Jordan! Even though it's a secret identity, it doesn't matter.
So, he gets a 10 against, you can choose either toughness if you want to just take the blow and absorb it, or evasion if you want to try and avoid it.
I'm thinking evasion. I'm going to try to avoid it.
So it comes and he swings down on you, and you just kind of move out of the way as it collides with the ground, puts up kind of a cloud of dust and dirt, and it kind of turns towards you and gets ready to fight again.
And I do the, oh!
The other putty is going to head towards, well, Jesse said he went up to one, so it's going to try and just punch him real quick. Gets a 14 against either your toughness or evasion. Which one do you want to use?
Evasion,
Okay.
which is 17.
Okay. So as he comes forward and he punches you, he takes this big swing at you. You just kind of move to the side and you watch it go past your helmet. And he kind of flips over himself, pops back up. Go back up to Mackenzie. Jordan and Jesse are both dealing with putties right now.
They sure are. First, I'm gonna look over to the people that I was rescuing, and I'm gonna be like, "Quick, get to safety!" And then I'm going to run up to. In my head, Jordan is closer, so I'm
Okay.
gonna run to help Jordan. I'll probably do a spin jump in the air at some point on the way over there.
Of course.
Very important. Yep. And
Go
then
ahead,
just
why don't
take
you
a-
go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh no! I am not good at those. Oh, but I rolled a 17.
All right. You can, because of your kind of acrobatic abilities and everything, you can go ahead and have an edge on this next attack.
Great, because I'm swoosh, 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 slicing in with my Guandao.
Go for
My
it.
pen. So that is with an edge, 12
12.
against evasion.
As you try and slice it, you watch, instead of dodging it, he just, the putty just brings his sword up and catches your Guandao on it and just ching. You see him kind of push it up and then throw it off.
Ah, wheel!
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
That's it.
Jordan,
This guy's tough.
what do you want to do, Jordan?
I'll be like, thanks. and then as I'm watching like the sword or the pike come down, the sword kind of like push it off.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use that like opportunity, zero in, and try to stab the putty.
Go for it. Make me an attack roll.
Finesse.
Yes.
Okay. Skill shift. 18.
18, not bad. I will say another way you can get a critical success, I believe, because I've read 3 different versions of the Essence 20 system at this point. If you can get, I believe it's 10 over their defense, that will also count as a critical success. You didn't,
Okay.
but I figured I'd put that out there. You plunge it right into him. So, Mackenzie, as you're sitting there and you basically have him kind of locked, and he's just sitting there staring at you with his clay eyes. You suddenly see him just kind of work back, and you watch as Jordan kind of pulls his sword out and he looks down, kind of falls back, hits the ground, and disintegrates, and breaks into pieces as he does.
And because I know who I am, I'm gonna look at Jordan and say, "Hey, I had that guy."
You sure did. Thanks.
Jesse, what do you want to do?
First, I'm gonna like, really, you're worried about XP kill steals? Okay, sure. And then just gonna go over to my guy, and he's just gonna go. And he's just gonna take the sword. He's just gonna crack him. He's just like bring another swipe down. Seems to work for. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I meant? Words. I'm not an English major.
Go for it.
Normally I would gamify this and say I'm gonna take a story point, but you know what? We're starting out strong, so I'm gonna take the loss. That's a 1 and a 1.
Impressive.
Ooh.
So another kind of
Powerful.
unique thing about the Essence 20 system, one of the ways you earn story points is actually by getting what's called a fumble. If you roll a nat 1 on your d20 and you fail the test, you get a fumble. So as you go forward and you try to punch at him, he actually kind of grabs you and throws you to the ground with the momentum.
Well, I was going for the sword, but I still miss.
Yeah, with his sword. He kind of grabs you and throws you to the ground, and actually takes your sword away as you're knocked prone, and he throws the sword about 10 feet away. And so now you have this putty on top of you. But you guys get a story point. So, anything else you want to do with your turn? You are currently prone.
Just use if I can use any movement to get back up, since I haven't moved.
Yeah, I think it's 15 feet of movement to get up, so effectively half-ish of your movement. Stand right back up.
How do you get up though? Do you do
Yeah.
a flip? Do you roll backwards?
I do a kip up.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, you're sitting there and you're kind of impressed because you're like, that normally takes more work.
I look at the putty and I go like, that was cool, right? That was cool. You saw that. At least I have a core.
Dean, what do you want to do?
I see there is trouble. Oh, what is go help him and wait, oh, what is
Okay. So you guys watch as Dean, a flame in his armor, just starts running forward. You can see him pull his fist back, and he goes to connect with it. What's the attack roll?
It will be a 15.
15. All right. So as you go over there, you see the putty kind of turn towards you and go, and he kind of brings his hands up to block it. You punch through them, connect with the side of his face, and you watch as the head is kind of disconnected and goes, and the kind of clay body just kind of sits there going, and kind of bursts in front of you and disintegrates.
In a video game, that will look cool. In real life, that's disturbing.
I can't wait to write about this in the university paper this week.
You remember the whole thing about
So as
Identity.
you all are kind of
From a bystander perspective, of course.
as
you're gonna Peter Parker this.
as you all
Also
are
gonna
kind
Peter
of
Parker
conversing, you can see the student body is kind of coming towards you and going, "Wow, thank you. Who are you guys?"
I totally do the cool boot on the sword, flip it up and like,
Just your friendly neighborhood Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And as you say that, you guys start feeling the kind of tingling sensation that normally comes just before a teleportation. And you guys are suddenly teleported out of the area, and you're suddenly back in the command center. As you're all kind of standing there, you hear from behind you. Impressive. Seems that you've all taken to the power pretty well, like a duck to water almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
So, does that mean you've all decided to stay?
okay, not gonna lie, that was cool. Not sure about the sword, I'm gonna be real honest. Those guys were made of literal clay. Putties, literal clay.
Yeah.
Rita has a fondness for animating clay figures into various minions and monsters that she will throw at you.
Oh.
She has a lieutenant named Finster. He's a rather gifted sculptor. Putties are his most basic creation. There will be much, much more difficult things in your future.
Gonna twirl the guandao and go, bring it on.
It's a nice pen.
I imagine it goes back down to being small. And I click it a couple times, just like. So, you knew this was gonna happen all along, huh?
I knew you'd been chosen. And you specifically, let's say you reminded me of someone I used to know. She was rather gifted with words and language as well. I thought you might enjoy having something that used to belong to her.
Thank you.
Jordan, you've been awfully quiet.
Wait, did you give her the pen?
Sort of. We had an interaction. I had a pen. Seemed like she could use a pen.
I go back to my bag and I pull out the business card. Is this is just a business card, isn't it?
Yes, that's a business card. Surprisingly enough, being able to fund things like this, I actually do have to have a day job. That is my actual cell phone number.
What did that mean? That job?
Well, the only technically I was truthful to most of you, but currently I am a headhunter. I seek out various management candidates and I gauge whether or not they'll be a good fit for various companies. Gives me the freedom to move around when I need to. I set my own schedule. It's rather useful. I'm also very good at it, so it certainly doesn't hurt.
So your name actually is Thomas St. John.
Yes. Be
Hmm.
kind of foolish for me to come up with 4 separate identities and give them all the same fake name.
So wait a minute, hold on. So are you the one that's in charge of this?
For now. This is
By the way, I'm helmet off under the
Yeah.
arm.
you guys can all take your helmet off if you want.
Yeah.
This is a lot bigger than me. Unfortunately, my mentor, they're not here. So for the time being, I'm the one in charge, but I'm simply holding the spot open, if that makes sense. Somebody needed to step up. Here I am.
Are these like franchises? Are there more of them, or
No, they're the morphing grid can only empower so many people at the same time. So you
Right.
are
This is
the Power Rangers.
I presented myself. We never went back. Tokyo was we never forgiven.
If you are needed in other places in the world, I can get you anywhere on the planet I need to. However, Rita now knows where you are, and she's rather vindictive. She enjoys trying to destroy things that you hold precious. So, she will
So-
probably focus here more often than not. There's also the fact that she knows I'm here.
sounds like a real witch?
Might be why we tried to lock her away forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have done amazing. You should be very proud of yourselves. That was a test. Rita was seeing exactly what she has to deal with. Now she's going to plan and scheme. And you can be fairly confident that the next interaction she has with you is going to be more difficult. But for right now, celebrate your victory. I happen to know there's a Cinnabon nearby that makes some pretty impressive food. So,
I can get us a discount.
So if we need to get a hold of you or you get a hold of us, we're going to do calls on our phones that can't work here.
no, much easier. Much easier. And he holds out a box. And as he opens it up, you can see what looks kind of like wristwatches are in there. These are your communicators. Something I designed in my spare time, waiting for a millennia's old witch to show up again. They're, I guess you might call them antiques, retro. Sure, that's the term that they're using now.
I was going to say.
Do
I haven't
they,
worn, I don't think I've ever worn a wristwatch.
Yeah,
do they do that way?
they connect you. They connect you with the command center here, and you can communicate with me by just pressing any kind of shows you on there. You can press this button, get in contact with me. They do use directional speakers. I was smart enough to do that. So as long as you have them pointed at you and not too many people nearby, you should be one of the few people that can hear them. However, I would recommend to keep things on the DL. Perhaps don't use them in the middle of a crowd of people. Again, right now, Rita knows where you are, not who you are. That is a huge advantage, an advantage that the previous Rangers didn't have. She will have no qualms targeting the people you love. So the less people know who you are, the safer they're going to be.
Hence that rule about keeping our identity secret.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, enjoy your victory. I I have my own work to do here. So I'll go ahead and teleport you guys back to campus. And when you're needed again, I'll call. Again.
Like this? Like we're still like the helmet, the thing. Like,
Oh,
how do we?
You can demorph whenever you want. Just say the words "power down."
Oh, power down.
You're back in
down.
your street
Power
clothes.
Power down.
Enjoy your victory. And he presses some buttons. You guys feel that familiar teleporting energy, and you're suddenly back in that alley behind the quad.
Well, it's been an eventful day.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was very trippy.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, by the way. Hi, by the way, Jesse Carver.
just go around shaking hands.
Yeah.
Hi. It's nice to meet you.
Hey, Jesse, I think I've seen you around before.
Internet Cafe.
I'm Jordan. You might know me from my handle, Proxy, on the campus esports teams.
Oh, right. You did, yeah. Yeah, I do a bit of streaming myself as like really casual.
I've seen him a couple of times. Pretty good.
I seriously doubt you've seen it, but thanks anyway.
And
Maybe a charity stream.
No, I appreciate those. It's really good. It's good for the community. Speaking of charity, I think I've seen you at the soup kitchen before.
Oh, well, I missed my last shift, but it was really, it was.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. A lot of people come in when they can. It's nice to have a hand, whenever people can spare it. It's fine. Most people never show up ever. So.
Right.
So, coming in at least once or twice, a couple of times. You're beating the average.
She's looking very sheepish the minute you bring it up. She's like,
sorry. And I don't know if I've seen you around campus before. Is it Dean?
Dean Hansen, one of our latest hockey stars. I've covered him for the paper a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I got originally for the area, but it's not too bad yet.
Damned with faint praise.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the hockey team. It's.
Yeah.
I think I saw a couple of your goals from last week's game. Those are pretty good. You seem to have some skill.
Yeah. I mean, play, but I play from Division 1 school, so yeah.
If you guys want, we can get a bite to eat at the Cinnabon place.
Oh, please, I am famished. Who knew that fighting would work up such an appetite?
Yeah.
It's a lot of cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of what seemed like unnecessary flipping, but it looks really cool. It's just I didn't expect myself
it felt really natural though.
It did.
Yeah.
I've never done a kip up. I've done a lot of running around.
I didn't even know I could do a flip.
That was really impressive.
As you all continue your conversation as you head to the local mall, that is where we're going to end it for today. As always, if you missed any of this episode, I do upload them all to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/JojoTrainerJody. And they normally show up on Sundays. Otherwise, again, that is all for me today. And I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.